Okay. So when did you kind of, I want to know, like, were you sort of like a liberal out of college? Did you go to college? Did your parents kind of give you any kind of like political leanings one way or the other?
No, so I didn't go to college. I'm definitely super white trash, and I didn't really have political family or anything like that. Didn't have any sort of current events thing at my school because it was very, very small. So the only kind of like political influence I was getting were from my teachers at the time, which is funny because I was in like the middle of nowhere in the sticks in a very conservative area, but the teachers were all very liberal. Surprise, surprise, public school system.
Hmm.
So the big like thing at the time when I was in high school was gay marriage. And so like how they explained it was like if you're pro gay marriage, you're a Democrat, and if you're anti gay marriage, you're a Republican. And I didn't even know libertarian existed. So I was basically like, well, it's no skin off my ass, so I guess I'm a Democrat. And then ended up taking a Facebook quiz that was like, what's your political leaning or whatever? And answered all the questions. And then it popped up libertarian with like a big porcupine. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. And so I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, that is like exactly how I feel about everything. That's exactly what I believe. So I've kind of always been a libertarian, I guess. Like I didn't really have a switch over or anything. I just didn't know what it was until I was like 18 or 19. And then, yeah, I don't know. I've always just been super into like that old school Americana vibe, like live free or die kind of motorcycle, fast cars and loose women kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
I've just been always super into that. So the whole like live and let live thing just makes sense to me. And also on this like sort of moral kind of just reasoning of like nobody holds authority over you because you have intrinsic value as a human that every other single human has kind of thing. So that's kind of how I came to it. There's no big like huge origin story.
I feel similarly in that kind of raised to believe like, well, unless you hate gay people, you're a Democrat. And you're like, well, I love gay people. They're always making me feel good about myself. They're always telling me I'm fabulous and they have fun hookup stories and like, or lesbians, very handy at Home Depot. Like, who wouldn't like gay people? It just seemed like such an obvious, and I mean, I guess every generation has its propaganda or messages and political beliefs that are targeted at them. I just feel like it's got worse and worse, or maybe it's always been this bad. I'm just older and smarter now, and I can pick it out more clearly. Did you initially feel like, "Ooh, I'm a libertarian," like, does that mean I'm Republican, or did you just kind of accept it like, "Yeah, this kinda goes with my feelings?"
Yeah, so when back then, how I would look at it was in a really simple way of just like being socially liberal but fiscally conservative, and whereas like a Republican would be conservative on both levels and a Democrat liberal on both levels. So I just kind of looked at it like that and didn't really put myself in either group. But it's funny because back then the right was kind of the more like obnoxious, annoying ones. They're like, let's just carpet bomb everyone, and like you had like your conservative moms on TV being like, rock and roll is of the devil. And it's like, which is crazy because it's like, it sounds like I grew up in the 50s, but it was like the early 2000s. So I found that kind of stuff more annoying at the time. But now, obviously, like the left clearly is the just insane.
Very controlling, like, how
Yeah.
did it get to be that the free, open, down for whatever group is now super authoritarian?
Yeah,
It's
like, absolute
crazy.
insanity, and that's what I don't know, I'm pretty white pilled on everything overall, I think, because, of that, because, like, there's so many people who their views didn't change, like, the party changed around them, and they're just kinda, like, chilling, like, "I don't know what to do now," or some of them have left and they're like, "I'm politically homeless," or whatever, and just kind of staying out of it, or you have your, like, Russell Brand types who are like, or Jimmy Dore types that are just like, "Yeah, no, I'm a classical liberal," they don't match up on necessarily everything. Like when it comes down to healthcare and stuff like that, maybe they still stick a little socialist leaning. But for the most part, like you have a huge group of lefties who are like, this has gotten insane. So I think I'm hopeful for it.
So at what point after you realized, "Okay, I'm libertarian," did you start, connecting with other libertarians, or did you start your podcast first, and that's how you sort of connected with like-minded people?
No, so the podcast is actually pretty new. The long form content in general for me is all pretty new. I basically kind of lone wolfed it. I mean, I guess a typical libertarian fashion. And just started making the TikToks and stuff by myself. And it's actually kind of funny because there's not a huge libertarian community on TikTok and Instagram, which are my big like two. And so I've been kind of off on an island by myself, just building it up. And everybody's been like, you have to get on Twitter. You have to get on Twitter. That's where all the libertarians are. So I just got on. The libertarians there hate me. It's totally fine.
Why?
Well, they obviously think I'm a Fed, which little do they know I'm actually a Russian spy. But
Why do they think you're a Fed? Because you're cute?
well, I mean, one, that's kind of just like the whole thing, like all the libertarians do all the time, is just call each other Fed. But yeah, I mean, I like they didn't know who I was at all either. So I think that's part of it. Like, because they're like doing full like analysis of my accounts and everything. And they're like, look at this chick. She just got on and has 8,000 followers and blah, blah, blah. It's a Fed. But it's like, well,
Oh
it's
my
just because I have like hundreds of thousands on TikTok and Instagram and they followed me over. It's not really like a huge number or anything. But and then I do like I just post my other like my photos and my videos and stuff on Twitter. So I'm not like really utilizing Twitter in the way I guess that you're supposed to utilize Twitter. So that could be part of it too. But I'll grow on them. I have faith.
You'll get there. You'll get there. It helps to be hot, for sure.
Well, I think that's actually part of the problem. But hopefully
Like, we don't trust you.
Yeah, hopefully it can be remedied.
Yes, you have a fun Instagram. People in the chat have been enjoying your Instagram. Do you have an OnlyFans also?
I do, yeah.
Do you feel like what do you feel like is the effect of having an OnlyFans, but also trying to be in the kind of like the libertarian space? Do you feel like it works against you or you don't care?
I don't care at all, but it definitely, yeah, it definitely works against me, especially in like the kind of modern libertarian sphere where it has gotten a little bit more conservative than what I was used to back in the day. So it like I don't know. Yeah, I've just always been like I've been a shot girl and a bartender, and it's just kind of like my thing, you know. I'll run around naked all day. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just always been my vibe. So I brought it with, but it's like, I think a lot of people don't like it, but that's okay.
Have you
Not for
gotten
everyone.
I'll see my friends who do comedy and OnlyFans, like, they will definitely get shamed. It's so, like, this double-edged sort of, like, obviously, they love it. Like, you're gonna pretend that, like, guys don't love looking at porn and, like, not every guy is into this stuff and then be like, "Oh, but I can't take you seriously." But it's like, that's what these people wanna see, and then when you're like me and you don't have an OnlyFans, you have people every day asking, like, "Where is it? Where is it?"
Yeah. Well, it's gotten even crazier. So, like I popped on Twitter, I was yesterday or the day before or something. I'm kind of chronically offline, but I'm trying to get better. And the big argument was whether or not like yoga pants were slutty. And I was like, oh, no wonder you guys hate me. You guys think yoga pants are slutty. And I'm like showing up like, here's everything. La la la.
Oh, did
But
you
it's just
tweet let's see, was it your tweet that you said, like, yoga pants are bad if, like, only if you're hot or something like that?
no, I didn't say anything about that. I don't really delve into the drama stuff, but I don't know. It could have been Yoga Pants herself that oh man, I'm trying to think of her name. I had her on my podcast. I'm so bad with names. Um
Me too.
that Liberty chick. She wears yoga pants
Okay.
like every day and they like make fun of her for
Oh, I've
wearing
heard
yoga
of
pants.
her. She's
Yeah.
another one they call fed.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time.
They're like, "We can't trust any women. Everyone's trying to
No.
honeypot us." It's like, "Calm down.
They made
You
some
just
pretty
have
good
a pie."
memes.
Right, right. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you had been to, like, what is that, like, Pork Fest or the libertarian kind of meetups?
So I haven't been, but I'm speaking at it this year on
Ooh,
Wednesday. So that'll be cool. Yeah.
when is that?
When is Pork Fest?
Mhm.
Good
Over the
question.
summer?
Look it up. Yeah, June 18. Not it, I wasn't saying you have to look it up. I didn't mean to be like
I
look it
am looking it up. Here we go. No, it's good to know though. Oh my god. Okay, June 19th to the 25th in Lancaster, New Hampshire. Let's see. I wonder if there'll be a yoga pants seminar.
Oh, I'd go to that. For sure.
Okay, yes, 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 yes. I kind of have always wanted to go. June 19th to the 25th. Who's gonna be there? They don't really have the speakers listed.
Yeah, I think they have like a what's the word? Like highlighted speakers section that has like 4 or 5 of them, but
oh, here we go. Speakers. Gene Epstein, Matt Kibbe, Scott, of course, Scott Horton. He's a delight of him. I've had him on the podcast a couple times. Jordan Page, Jeffrey Tucker. All right, and they're still getting people. Looks like a hoot. It's gonna be a lot of weed smoking, I think.
I have heard the stories, yeah, so I'm excited.
Okay, sweet. I just found your post. The war on the poor. This is the name of your panel. The war on the poor Elizabeth Duffy.
Well, there should be a dash or something. War on the poor is what it's called.
Oh, I was like, wow, they really feel for you.
Poor me.
The war on Elizabeth Duffy. For whom those interested in destroying false narratives, dark humor enthusiasts. TikTok comedy creator, model, and host of The Text. This podcast destroys the progressive empathy argument with the state's impact on the poor and how economic freedom and individual sovereignty are the most helpful principles for those struggling financially. Ooh, language may not be suitable for young audiences. Who's bringing their kids to Pork Fest?
I don't know. So that's really crazy, right? I asked somebody like, I was like, I can like swear and shit, right? And they're like, oh yeah, we'll just add a thing. And I was like, oh, and they're like, yeah, there's like a whole like family friendly section at Pork Fest. And I was like, there is. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's called the parking lot. Like, what? Don't bring your freaking kids in here.
Yeah, so that was a new one. I didn't know that, but I guess it should be an interesting experience.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Love you, get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.